Manila Allred had always believed that dreams were louder than the noise of poverty. Growing up in a forgotten corner of a far-flung community, she lived near a foul-smelling pit the locals mockingly called Cemon Cow Well, a muddy, broken-down waterhole where stray cows bathed, garbage floated, and sickness often spread. Most people avoided it. Manila had no choice. Her family lived only a few meters away, in a shanty that shook whenever the wind grew wild. Yet, it was in that exact place, surrounded by mud, poverty, and hopelessness, that Manila first discovered her voice. Her mother, Vivian Allred, worked endless hours selling dried fish in the marketplace, while her father, Tadwig Allred, traveled far just to earn enough coins to keep their household alive. They never had enough to fix the weak roof or patch the holes on their wooden walls. Nights were often cold and wet, especially during heavy rains when the water from Cemon Cow Well overflowed. But every time life felt heavy, Manila would step outside, stand on the slippery stones near the pit, and sing. Her voice rose above the stench and the flies. It floated past the rusted tin roofs, leaking gutters, and narrow alleys. It was the only beautiful thing in a place where beauty rarely survived. Some neighbors loved listening to her. Others mocked her. One of them, Davo Santos, often shouted, "Stop singing, Manila. That voice won't feed your family." But Manila kept singing anyway. Deep in her heart, she knew that her voice was her only weapon against the crushing poverty that tried to silence her every day. A chance that felt impossible. One afternoon, while selling homemade banana chips near the bus terminal, Manila saw a poster announcing auditions for a major international talent show, the globally famous BGT stage. Her eyes widened. Her heart pounded. It seemed unreal, impossible, unreachable. But the words on the poster kept echoing inside her mind, "Your voice can change your life." That night, she told her parents. Vivian immediately cried. Tadwig held her hand and said, "Manila, Anik, your voice was born for something big. Maybe this is the stage waiting for you." With their blessing, Manila used every saved coin, every peso earned, and every small favor she could gather from kind neighbors like Batongos Cruz and Roxas Lim, who believed in her dream even when she didn't fully believe in herself. She bought a bus ticket, just one. No extra money. No backup plan. Only hope. The journey to the city where auditions were held was long, rough, and crowded. Manila sat beside a broken window, feeling the cold night air cut through her old jacket. But she imagined the BGT stage, the lights, the judges, the audience. She imagined singing Never Enough, a song she practiced every night beside the Cemon Cow Well, even when Davo Santos yelled at her to stop. When she finally arrived, she stood in front of the massive audition venue with trembling hands. She had never been this far from home. She had never seen a building so bright. The stage that felt bigger than her entire life. Inside the venue, Manila saw people from different countries warming up their voices, stretching, rehearsing dance steps, or adjusting costumes. She felt small, just a girl from a poor corner of the Philippines, with nothing but her voice. Her clothes weren't new. Her shoes were worn out. Her hair wasn't professionally styled. She looked like someone nobody would notice. But her spirit remained firm. When the stage manager called her name, Manila Allred, "You're next," her heart nearly stopped. She inhaled deeply and walked out under the brutal brightness of the stage lights. In front of her sat the judges. Quezon Cowell, known for his brutal honesty. Cebu Clarkson, fierce and warm at the same time. Iloilo Morgan, thoughtful and observant. And Pasig Holden, whose reactions could make or break a contestant's confidence. The audience fell silent as Manila gripped the microphone. "Where are you from?" Quezon Cowell asked. She swallowed hard. "I'm from a very small area, near a place people call Cemon Cow Well. It's not a nice place, but it's my home." Soft laughter sprinkled through the audience, some surprised, some confused. But Quezon Cowell leaned forward, sensing something deeper. "And what will you be singing?" "Never Enough." "Then show us," Cebu Clarkson said gently. When her voice became her victory. The music began, soft, haunting, powerful. Manila closed her eyes and remembered everything she had come from. The muddy ground. The nights without food. The mocking voices. The smell of cows and garbage. The fear of never escaping poverty. Then she opened her eyes and sang. Her voice didn't just fill the room, it dominated it. It carried pain, hunger, survival, and hope all at once. Every note felt like it was carved from the life she had lived beside Cemon Cow Well. Every breath felt like a rebellion against the idea that she wasn't enough. People in the audience gasped. Some stood. Some covered their mouths, stunned. Even the judges froze. As Manila reached the highest, most powerful notes of the song, the crowd began roaring. Cebu Clarkson wiped away a tear. Iloilo Morgan leaned back, shaking his head in disbelief. Pasig Holden whispered, "My God." When she finished, the entire room erupted in cheers, claps, and shouts. Manila Allred, poor, unnoticed, unwanted by many, had just delivered one of the most stunning performances the stage had ever seen. The golden buzzer that changed everything. The judges struggled to speak. The audience kept chanting her name. Finally, Quezon Cowell stood up. "Manila," he said, voice firm and emotional, "your voice is once in a lifetime." And with a single, powerful slam. Bam! The golden buzzer exploded. Gold confetti showered from above like rain, covering Manila from head to toe. She looked up, tears streaming down her face, unable to believe what was happening. She thought of her parents, her neighbors, the children near Cemon Cow Well who always watched her sing. She thought of the mockery, the mud, the poverty. Now she was standing on one of the world's biggest stages, covered in gold. Quezon Cowell walked toward her and said, "You didn't just sing that song, you lived it. You are a star. A new beginning for a girl from Cemon Cow Well." Manila returned home days later, greeted by cheering neighbors. Even Davo Santos, who once told her she'd never make it, stood silently among the crowd, unable to hide his shock. Manila hugged children who ran to her, touched the hands of elderly neighbors who cried with pride, and told everyone, "If I can rise from Cemon Cow Well, then anyone can." Her journey became an inspiration far beyond her community. Newspapers, TV channels, and online platforms across the world featured her story, a girl who walked out of poverty and sang her way to global recognition. And though Manila Allred's life would never be the same again, she never forgot where she came from. She returned often, bringing food, water, clothes, and sometimes performing right beside the old Cemon Cow Well, reminding the world that greatness can bloom in the most unlikely places.